There's a lot of buzz around this year's celebration as Chicano Park earned historic designation and the restoration of its colorful murals are now complete. Here with a look at the significance of the park and this weekend's festivities are muralist Mario Torero and Jesse Constancio with the steering committee for the park. Thank you both for being here. Jesse, tell us a little bit about how this park came about.
Well, in the short, really quickly here, in 1970, for many years, the community had been promised a park. We're told to wait and wait and wait. And one day, they saw the bulldozers, assumed that that park had finally arrived, only to find out that there was going to be a highway patrol station. The community immediately mobilized. The grandmothers, aunts, uncles, students, like activists around the community came together and began building our own park, planting the nopales and the trees, and from there it's flourished into what you see today.
And that was about 1970.
April 22nd, 1970.
And let's take a look. I think most people know Chicano Park for these amazing murals, just vivid murals there. Let's take a look at some of this spectacular work. Now, Mario, you were one of the original muralists, and you also helped restore these murals. Yes. They were completed in August. How long did this process take?
Well, it took perhaps almost 20 years when we found out that we were going to receive almost $2 million. And we almost gave up on that, thinking after year, it wasn't happening. So finally, last year, it took place and we got going, and it's been a celebration that hasn't stopped yet.
So once you got the money, then the actual repainting, how did it feel to repaint it again after so many years later of seeing the 40 years that had gone by?
As an artist, well, I knew what to expect, but it was putting together the artists that we hadn't seen each other perhaps for 30 years, bringing all those artists, the ones that we could reach, because we could reach everyone. Some were sick, some had died perhaps, but this reunion, it re-energized what we had going in 1970. That spirit it flourished again and is still very much alive right now.
This park, the spirit of this park is certainly alive in the neighborhood. It's on the National Register of Historic Places now. Jesse, what do you think it means for the people living in this neighborhood?
I think that the people in the neighborhood can be assured that Chicano Park will always be there. It's getting its due respect, but more importantly to us, as we pass, we want to make sure that future generations know about this and that Chicano Park never goes away, and that it's assuring us that that will never happen.
And it's not just about the park. Now, Barrio Logan's art district seems to be blossoming right now after a 20-year effort. We've got the new Mercado del Barrio. It recently opened. And like Hillcrest and North Park, there's a big sign coming that's going to identify the neighborhood.
Yes.
What do you think is behind this, Mario? Is it the art? What's sort of making this the it place?
The Chicano culture, a revolution, is based on a prophecy of Quetzalcoatl returning, in which we have this renaissance take place with indigenous people. And we have been going already for 43 years, but now the whole world is listening to it. Last year, 2012, the end of the world is the beginning of the world to us. And now everybody sees it, and that's why we're flourishing finally, because after promises, and we seeing that our body was disappearing under gentrification, that now we have this tremendous strength behind us. And around Chicano Park, now that's our arts district. Galleries are opening up and groups are coming. The new generations are really taking up that torch that we started, and we're passing it on, and we are really working together.
And generations and people from all different backgrounds, not just Chicanos, people interested in this heritage and this culture here. We don't have a whole lot of time, but Jesse, I wanted to ask you, what can we expect as far as these celebrations? This is a big one this year. You've got some films. What's happening this weekend?
Okay, what you can expect is exactly what you said, a celebration, festive day. You should expect, like if you were coming to your grandmother's house for her birthday, it would be plenty of good food, A lot of good music, some very interesting family there. Everybody having a good time, and we encourage everybody to come out, especially those who have never been out before.
And there's a film at night, is right? There's a film Friday night?
Yes, that's Chicano Park Day. We have a Chicano Park Night celebration because when we have some of that money that for renovation, we invested in creating a film about the renovation, about this artist that we hadn't seen in many years, and now this movie is about that. It's going to happen at Bread and Salt space on 1955 on Julian Street, right next to Chicano Park.
And folks can find out more about the weekend celebration and the park on our website at kpbs.org. Jesse and Mario, thank you so much for talking with us.
Thank you for inviting us.